Hey up folks, welcome to Sonofdel's live vlog on Vlogmas day 17. Only 7 more to go after tonight and then the big man arrives. Anyway, on tonight's vlog I've got the advent calendars for day 17, including a rather cool character that you will see tomorrow. But yeah, I'll be unboxing it today, if you know what I mean. I've also got the builds from yesterday and the Jigsaw and Lego builds from today, as well as the quiz, the answers. It stumped a few people, this one, so I'll be pleased to tell you the answers. And also I will be doing another Christmas poem. I've got 3 altogether, so I'll be doing another one today, so that'll be 2. Which isn't too bad, is it? And just having a bit of a general chat about what I've been doing today. So coming up first, the advent calendars for day 17.
Let's go. It's advent calendar time. It's advent calendar time.
It's advent calendar. Is it? What's that?
Yes.
What's that?
What's this? It's advent time. It's advent time.
Tell her.
Oh,
Tell her.
Do this. Oh. No?
No.
Biscuits. Biscuits over there, though. Oh, is that Jess?
No. No. Shut up.
Is he teasing you again, Jess? Yeah, he's teasing you again, isn't he?
Give you lamb chop today. Oh, thank you. That's a good girl.
Oh.
Oh, thanks, and a nose butt. A nose butt. That's it, a nose butt. Nose butt. Yeah, nose butt. Got a nose butt, ain't you? Got a nose butt. Yeah, got a nose butt. Who's that?
You quite, yeah, cover that. Minute. Poor ta. Thanks. What is that?
That's it. Stand on my feet.
Gentle. Gentle.
Good.
Good girl.
You're a big footed bugger, aren't you?
Good girl. Good girl. Oh, come. Oh, come.
Vansky. Oh, what am I to?
You're not impressed, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, you like that though?
Are we going to stop or what? Yeah, all done.
Oh, come.
Oh, bless you. How can I scratch under your chin and make you sneeze? Doesn't make sense.
There
you go. And departs.
she goes.
And that's that. Lego calendar day 17. Yesterday's was my ghetto blaster, was it not, Deb?
It was.
Yeah. Ooh. I'm not sure whether that's a training dummy or something.
Yep. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like a training dummy, doesn't it? Training dummy, it looks like, anyway. So I'll be building that later in the vlog. That's in door 17 of the Marvel Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special Advent Calendar. Gibson's Jigsaw time, door 17. Wow, that's the first one I've been able to open without ripping the box. Now I can't get the jigsaw out.
That's what she said.
That's what he said. I said the jigsaw, I didn't say I can't get it out. Be nice, Dad, be nice. That is what's indoor 17. Oh, and it looks all Christmas trees and stuff. That's going to be a nightmare. Most of it's green. Oh, that's what's indoor 17 of the Gibson's Jigsaw Advent Calendar. Now today it's been, it's been a bit of a quiet day in some ways. We got up early. My sister was coming up visit from Stoke, and we wanted to, do a little bit of housework and make sure the place was alright for her when she came. Other than that, it's just been sorting out stuff for me vlog. My wife's been cleaning the house from top to bottom, sort of thing. Doing bits and bobs. I'm going to be starting another jigsaw, and tomorrow my mother-in-law is here, and we've got here for 3 weeks. We have 3 weeks of Christmas stuff and watching movies and TV and drinking and eating and, basically just enjoying Christmas, because that's what it's about, isn't it? Enjoying Christmas with your family. While my sister was here, actually, we were talking about how different people, how they celebrate Christmas. I mean, our celebration of Christmas usually lasts about 6 weeks. 6 weeks altogether, from the start when we first put the decks up to when they come down after 12th night. We do all that tradition, and we do stuff to do with Christmas in them 6 weeks. Yeah, we might not always watch Christmas films every night or nothing like that, because we very, very rarely get a chance. But it's amazing seeing on Facebook the different people. Like, some people will take the decorations down on Boxing Day, and some people don't put them up till Christmas Eve. And I think that if you went the entire year and all you basically did was celebrate Christmas Day, just that one day, then I think it would be a waste. It would be an absolute waste. Because Christmas is more than just opening your presents and seeing what everybody's bought you. It's about spending time with family, with friends. It's about reminiscing. It's about, enjoying life after the year that you've had. You might have had a bad year, you might have had a good year, you might have had an indifferent year, but it's all about the end of the year. It leads up to the end of the year. You basically go from Christmas to New Year in the space of 7 days, and one day you're celebrating Christmas Day, exactly a week after you're into the next year. So I like enjoying it all, I really do, all the way up to the fireworks on New Year's Eve, and then obviously New Year's Day we have a bit of a meal and stuff, and watch TV and talk about hopefully what the year will bring us, because nobody knows what's around the corner. That's the other thing we were talking about, actually. We were saying how people say that they're going to do something next year or the year after or whatever, and too often that time gets taken from them. We've got friends that we've known, and also family members, that basically have gone way before we were expecting them to, way before the time. They just suddenly, 1 minute they were there, then the next they were gone, and all you get left is memories. And these people that basically don't really make an effort to see their family or to be with their family, and then when something happens, they then are all regrets and tears and woes and stuff. There's a way around that. Do something now while they're here, because you might think, I'm fed up with my mum, she's always doing this, fed up with my dad, he's always saying this. But I'll tell you something, mate, when they're gone, you will be praying for those moments back. You will want every minute back. Every time they've told you off, every time they've irritated you, every time they've repeated themselves over and over again, and you've thought, oh no, not again. You will want them minutes back, and you can't get them back. You cannot get them back. I would do absolutely anything, and I mean anything, to have my mum back. Literally, my mum, she loved Christmas. She absolutely loved Christmas. And Christmas isn't the same. It isn't the same. It isn't going to be. When somebody's been a part of your life for so long, and then suddenly they're not there, whether it be your dad, your mum, your brother, your sister, your auntie, your uncle, whatever, whoever's closest to you, and they're not there, it does leave a massive hole. But you have to carry on living, because that's what they would have wanted. Nobody I know has ever said to me, well, there's no point going on, my mum wouldn't have wanted me to, or my dad wouldn't have wanted me to. They don't say that. They always say, my mum always said that life was for living. And that's exactly true. My dad used to say it as well. And it is for living. You've got to enjoy it while you're here, because, no offence, but if you look at the length of time and you look at how long we're on this planet, it's literally a tiny, tiny millionth of a fraction, you know, before you're gone. And those people that are left behind, you know, I mean, they miss them people, you know, but there's nothing they can do to bring them back. They can't suddenly say, oh, right, I won't go back 10 years and have another 10 years with them to make things right. You can't do that. So my advice, simple is, spend time with these people. If they irritate you, let them irritate you. That's part and parcel. You cannot expect to have parents and always agree with everything they say. Always be on the right side of them. Always know that you're doing the right thing by them, because sometimes they will be upset at you. Sometimes you will feel as if you've done something wrong when you haven't, etc. But they're just passing things. You just need to move on from them and realise that literally one day they won't be there. And it could be your turn now. You don't know, you see. This is the thing. Nothing's promised. I brought up an example of an actor, Nicholas Lyndhurst. He got a 19-year-old son, and his future was bright as the sun, I'll tell you. And one night he went to bed and he never woke up the next morning. Just like that, in his sleep. And you think, wow, that could happen any night you go to bed. Any night at all. And then you're left with regrets, because you might go to bed on, because you always say never go to bed on an argument. And it's true, because imagine you falling out with somebody really, really bad and then thinking, oh, it's all right, I'll make it up with them in the morning. How do you know they're going to be there? How do you know that they're going to be able to, you're going to be able to make it up to them? So make it up to them now. And that's, again, that's what Christmas is about. It's about forgetting all what's gone on and basically coming together as family or as friends, even if you're not family, as friends, and saying, yeah, what's done is done. It's in the past. It's bygone. Let's move on. Let's enjoy life. Let's start again. Job done. I mean, it's not always that simple. I'm not going to say that everything that people do to you is forgivable, because it isn't. I'm sorry, but it isn't. Some people have had some things done to them that I've thought, wow, never in a million years. You know, if you forgive that person, you're better than I am. I mean, I've heard about people whose sons have been massacred or daughters have been raped and mutilated, and then the person's come forward, the mother or the father, and said, I forgive the killer. And it's like, no, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that. I'm sorry, that isn't in my... It isn't in my in my repertoire. But if it's family and it's something like, oh, I don't know, say you fell out over money or something like that. Well, let's be honest with you, money, you can't take it with you when you go, can you? And those who are poor, those who haven't got any money, basically you give them a fiver, they'll be over the moon with it. You give a rich person £1 million, they won't even notice it. They won't bat an eyelid. They'll be like, what's that? You know, so this is another thing what people fall out about, and it's like, it isn't worth falling out about money. It really isn't. Unless somebody owes you about 50,000 quid or something and they've never paid you back. But I mean things like, you know, oh, I borrowed you a tenner and you never paid it me back and all this sort of thing. It's like £10 in the scheme of things in a lifetime. Is it worth falling out with somebody over it? Is it worth not talking to them again? Or somebody I know, somebody asked them if they could do a favour and they weren't able to do that favour because they were somewhere else. So they told this person they couldn't do it. They'd have to wait a few days till they got back. And this person got in touch with them and said, oh, it's all right, it's already been done, and hasn't spoke to them since. And that was like months and months and months ago. And though this person has tried the hardest to get back in touch with this other one, to say, you know, how are you, what are you doing, this person hasn't responded. It's as if like, wow, one tiny little thing like that has ended a friendship. And this other person doesn't even know if it's ended or not, but this person does not want to talk to him, you know, is not talking to him. It's not responding to her messages, emails, nothing. And I just can't be like that. I mean, a very, very good friend of mine, who I've known for a very long time, called Ian Burgess. He's a really, really decent bloke, and he's had some hardships this year. He really has. He's gone through the ringer a little bit, and I've known him since I was 12. I think it was just after I went up to high school. I think he was the first friend I ever met, and we were like brothers. We really were. Me and Burgess, we were like brothers. And even now, after all these years, even though he's living miles away, and I'm living in Blackpool, and we've gone our separate ways. He's had a family. I've got married, blah blah, and so on and so forth. And we're still friends. We still talk. We still communicate on the line, on the internet. And he knows that if ever he needed a brother, somebody to speak to just, even if it's to vent, he knows where I am. He knows he can just send me a message and I'm there. Bang. I'll talk to him, no problem. And I've never fell out with him in all the time I've known him. And to not fall out with somebody when you've known them for 38 years, and the only thing that separated you is distance and circumstances. Obviously, people move on, they get the families, and they obviously dedicate the time to the families. That happens, and friendships just dissolve. But if a friendship means so much, then it won't dissolve, it'll stay. And like I said, me and Burgess, he'd probably say the same thing about me. I know that if I needed somebody to talk to, he'd listen to me. If I needed another bloke to hear me out, he would. Definitely. And this is what I'm saying to you. And if me and him had had an argument earlier this year, say, I don't know, January, February, March, whatever, and we'd had an argument, come Christmas, I'd have been olive branching. I'd have been saying, I know we fell out, but let's put past behind us, man. Bygones be bygones. And he'd probably say, yeah, not a problem. Not a problem. And that's what too many people don't do. They're not willing to offer the olive branch. It's all, I'm not apologising. They can apologise. I didn't do anything wrong. It doesn't matter who did anything wrong. Do you really think that matters in the scheme of things by the end of the time? By the end of your time, are you going to be lying on your deathbed going, oh, maybe I was wrong after all? It's too late. It's too late. And like I said, I've seen so many people go, and people have said, oh, I just wish. And you know what they're going to say. I wish I'd have done this. I wish I'd have done that. Don't wish. Do it now while you've got the chance. I mean, I don't live nowhere near where my dad used to live. My dad lived down in Stoke-on-Trent and I lived in Blackpool. Now, bear in mind, he lived in Smallthorne. That's a good 2 hours, nearly 2 hours by car. And I haven't got a car. So every time we used to go down to Stoke to visit my mum or see me Auntie Pauline, put her Christmas decorations up or whatever, we would make time to go and see me dad. And I would phone him and have a talk to him. Now bear in mind, I got back in touch with him. He disowned me. He disowned me a long time ago because this is just how he was. I don't hold it against him or nothing. He found out I was writing poetry and assumed that meant I was gay. He assumed that meant I was homosexual. Well, I wasn't, but if I had been, why would that have meant him disowning me? But I could have held that against him until the day he passed away, and I didn't. I didn't. Before he passed away, before I even knew anything, this was 12 months beforehand, and we didn't even know he was ill and nothing was going to happen because he died very suddenly. But we'd already decided. He rung me one day and he said, you're down in Stoke. He said, me and Karen want to take you and Deb for a meal. Not a problem, mate. And we went for a fantastic meal at a place called Pastiche in Hanley. Deb doesn't drink very much, bless her, but even Karen, my dad's wife, literally, bottles of red wine, mate, gone. Me and my dad were on the beer, and then we went on to a pub, and we sat there, and we had drinks, and I had whiskey and cokes, and Southern Comforts, and also, and it was a fantastic night, a brilliant night. And yet we could have so easily just gone, no, I don't want to drink with him, no chance, no, don't want to know him. You can't do that, man, you just can't. Life is way too short, it really is. Unlike this vlog, sorry, been talking again. Anyway, coming up, I've got to get this right now, the builds from yesterday and the builds from today. Enjoy. Right, you good people, it is quiz answers time. And this was a bit of a pig of a quiz, actually. I must admit, looking back at it, I thought, no, that's a bit mean. But I'll give you the answers and also explain what's behind them. I said this actor has played characters called Will, Jack, Ed and Barnabas. Name the actor. Now I'll just tell you first of all, he played Will in Transcendence. He played Jack in Private Resort. He played Ed in Ed Wood. And he played Barnabas in Dark Shadows. Now if you can't get it from that, the answer is the fantastic actor anyway, Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp was the answer to that one. The second one, this actor has been Joshua, Rory, Alistair and Caleb, C-A-L-I-B. Now he was Alistair in Deception. He was Joshua in The Stolen. He was Rory in The Wild Wedding. And he was Caleb in Americana. And he's a brilliant actor, very underrated, and it's Jack Davenport. Jack Davenport is the answer to that one. So far we've got Johnny Depp and Jack Davenport. You getting a clue? Are you getting any clues to the link yet? This actor has been Raw, Virgil, Basil and Ephraim. Now, he was Raw in Gods of Egypt. He was Virgil in Deception. Again, the same film that Jack Davenport was in. I didn't realise that. He was Basil in The Eye of the Storm. And he was Ephraim in the film Munich. And it's the actor Geoffrey Rush. So we've got Johnny Depp, Jack Davenport and Geoffrey Rush. You got a connection with him yet? The fourth one. This actress has been Laura, Adelina, Uhura and Vanessa. She was Laura in The Adam Project. She was Adelina in Missing Link. She was the voice of Adelina. She was Uhura in Star Trek. And she was Vanessa in Blood Ties. And the actress is Zoe Saldana. So again, we've got Johnny Depp, Jack Davenport, Geoffrey Rush, Zoe Saldana. You getting there? You got it yet? The last point one. This actor has been Bill, Joe, Shylock and Cardinal Wolsey. He was Bill in All the Old Knives. He was Joe in The Wife. He played Shylock, quite obviously, in The Merchant of Venice. And he was Cardinal Wolsey in a mini-series called Wolf Hall, a TV mini-series called Wolf Hall. And it's another brilliant actor called Jonathan Pryce. Jonathan Pryce. So we've got Johnny Depp, Jack Davenport, Geoffrey Rush, Zoe Saldana and Jonathan Pryce. What film ties all the actors together? I'll give you the parts they play in the film. Jonathan Pryce stars as Governor Weatherby Swan. Zoe Saldana plays Anna Maria. Geoffrey Rush, you might get it from this one, plays Captain Barbossa. Jack Davenport plays Norrington. And Johnny Depp plays Jack Sparrow. And if you haven't got it by then, there's no hope for you. It is, of course, Pirates of the Caribbean. Links all 5 actors. All 5 actors are in The Curse of the Black Pearl, the very first Pirates of the Caribbean film. How did you do? Let me know underneath, please. Tell me if you got close to any of them. I'm a bugger on her. What can I say? Anyway, on that note, I'm going to let you disappear and give you a new poem. Right, I'll finish with a new poem, and it's called Is Christmas. Is Christmas about the presents, the baubles in the tree, the decorations hung that play carols merrily? Is it about the smiles on faces that light the room in view? If that is what makes Christmas, the one thing missing would be you. Is it the taste of the mince pies, the pudding and the sauce? Is it the pull of the cracker, with the corny joke of course? Would Christmas not be right without the cards hung to see? If this is Christmas without you, it would not be Christmas for me. Is it the opening of your eyes as you welcome in the day? The layer of thin white snow that you hope will stay? The Merry Christmas wishes that are passed happily around? Without you, my Christmas would not be complete. This is what I've found. For it's seeing you open your presents, helping you decorate the tree, singing along with you to carols, that is Christmas to me. As we sit at the Christmas table, the meal and glass of wine, what makes this perfect Christmas is knowing that your heart is mine. And I wrote that for my wife in 2020, and it's called Is Christmas. And on that note, I will leave you alone. I will do another vlog tomorrow when, believe it or not, a week tomorrow, the big man arrives.